G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to the round 9 review. For me, it was a bit of a horror round. You can see well below par there, round 9 rank of 43,944 with a score of 2233. The season rank now, well that's gone out to almost 5,000 and I went down about 2,000 spots in the ranks. So really disappointing week for me. Look, I think I played it a little bit too safe. I had a bit of a grand plan in mind which I was discussing with Spills before the start of the round. If I had gone with that, geez, it would have been a really nice little sneaky move. But I also made some panic decisions, which again I'll talk about in a minute. But poor rookie scores on field, which really need to be addressed, I think. And I've got some premiums or so-called premiums like Simpkin that are absolutely killing me. So let's have a look at how the side went. I'll talk you through my trades. Well, that trade that I was talking about with Spillers before the round started was to actually get Zach Bailey in for Tom Duday. So I thought that Duday will be out for probably 2 weeks. I know that they've only said maybe 1 week, but I think that they might be cautious with him and give him the next week off as well. So I thought, given the fact he's out for 2, maybe I'll look at someone that will give me two things. A, give me some good points on field, because as I said, these rookies I've got at the moment are really, really killing me. And not only some good points on field, but also someone that's going to go up in value. So I had to look at some of the mid-pricey sort of options down there. I was looking for a pod and I came across Zach Bailey, but I got spooked a little bit in the end, mainly due to Brisbane's injuries that we've got. We had 5 outs over the weekend, and last time Tipper absolutely killed us. So I thought that Ainsworth may come in and play on him, but I wasn't too sure. And I thought, given the fact that Bailey's got some real speed, some real strength, will they play him as a real lockdown defensive role on Tipper and just run with him wherever he goes? So I thought the end, nah, I won't go with that. I'll go with Andy McPherson instead, which again wasn't a terrible move, but if I'd have gone with the Bailey move, I probably would have made as much money as what I'll make on McPherson in regards to going up this week, and he would have given me a 100+ score. So I suppose the positive is that I've got Duday there. I still think that he's going to be a keeper in my side, probably at D6. But yeah, wish I had have not played it so safe and actually gone with that move as something a little bit different. Because I've mentioned a lot of the time that maybe this season is the season to take a bit of a risk here and there. So I ended up going out Stephen Hill in McPherson, in Ling, which I'll talk about this move in a minute to put him on field, and out went Brander. And the other trade that I made was out Curtis Taylor, like many of us, and in Brad Close from Geelong, who had an okay game. Not like last week, but yeah, still really happy with that decision in the short term anyway. What happened was I was a bit of a victim to these late team announcements. There was about literally 30 seconds before the start of the Swans game, and I thought, geez, I had a bit of a panic, and I thought, look, because I'd already brought Ling in probably about 20 minutes before the game at this stage. I'd already made that trade, but then I thought to myself, look, is Noble definitely going to be playing on the weekend? Because at this stage, I wasn't quite sure. I had a gut feeling. I was looking 95% sure that he would be, but I had a bit of a panic, as I said, just before the game, and thought, oh, should I put Ling on? Because gee, I'll be that spooing with myself if Noble doesn't play and I've got Ling there, not even as an emergency, because I did stuff up the emergency a little bit with Starsvich. I should have thought about that a little bit more, but yeah, that was just a little mistake of mine. So I ended up putting Ling on field, and of course Noble goes and gets 100. Of course he does. So I suppose I can't be too disappointed because he goes up in money there, but extremely disappointing. Sicily and Ridley and Doherty really almost identical scores. So 88, 88, and the 91. Just mediocre games from those guys. Not much else to say, to be quite honest. Duday didn't play. McPherson, I actually brought him in the end because I thought that given the fact that Duday's out, he did step up to the plate a little bit last week. Got a fair few intercept possessions. He was on fire. Well, not on fire. Well, I think he was on about 26 to 28 at quarter time, and I thought, you little ripper. Very quiet after that, unfortunately, though. Ling, I didn't see the match, but 33, shattered with that. Stars probably got what you expected with 53. On to the mids. Look at those two there. Neil, 157. McRae, 162. I got the vice-captain right this week, which is really handy because if he didn't go well, I would have had the captain on Big Maxi probably over Lockie Neal. I'm not too sure. It would have either been Gorn or Neil. Danger, 121. Really happy with that. Viney, back down again to an 82. Again, not a terrible score, but I did tweet out over the weekend that between them, Gorn, Track, and Viney last week gave you 426 points, and this week 268 points. So really disappointing, and that really hurts my overall score for the round. Dusty, didn't he bounce back? I was spewing that I had this bloke in my side a couple of weeks back, but 184. That average all of a sudden is up to 104.6. So yeah, look at Simpkin there, which I'll go into quickly now. 96.2, extremely disappointing. You know, if you had said 2 weeks ago, who would you prefer to have in your side, Simpkin or Dusty? I reckon 90% of the competition would have said Simpkin, but yeah, unfortunately, he's just gone down and is absolutely killing me. Everyone's going to get on this bloke at an absolute bargain basement price, and that average of 96.2, I didn't actually get that average, to be honest, because I didn't start with him. If you started with him, that's the average that you get. But he had those ripper scores for the first 3 rounds. Then I jumped on. So that average that I got him at is a lot closer to probably the 80 mark. So that's actually been a bit of a failed pick for me, unfortunately. Cripps, 149, magnificent. We gave the advice last week or the week before, don't get this bloke out because he will bounce back. You'll be kicking yourself because there's no one that you can get in for that price that'll produce probably what Cripps will when he bounces back. And that was the case here, 149, brilliant. Simpson, really happy with an 80 there. He actually went off in the last quarter, got some stitches under the eye, I think it was. So his time on ground in the last quarter was really low. So that could have easily been at 90, maybe even pushing 100 because there was a lot going on in that last quarter. Buderick 50, other couple didn't play. Onto the rucks, so Gawn and Grundy, as we know, Maxi, extremely disappointing. Who saw this 87 coming? I certainly didn't, but hopefully he'll just bounce back. And that was a bit of an, I'll try to make the pronounce this word, anomaly. Grundy, 118, yeah, pretty good from him. Look, he could have beat up a little bit more maybe on the Lob Darcy combo, but you don't complain with almost a 120 there. Naismith, I'll break the piggy bank this week. Talk about my trade plans in a minute. Track, yeah, a disappointing game from him, but if disappointing's almost 100, well, yeah, you'll take that. Brayshaw continued to score pretty well. Average of 102.7 now, so he's been a terrific pick. I didn't think he, yeah, would have scored that well, to be honest. Wasn't all that clean with disposal, but yeah, Rapti went 100 plus. Baz, he was disappointing with the 76. Hopefully he can bounce back. Smith, I think I'm getting rid of him this week. You know, that 73 also included the goal that came after a 50-metre penalty. Wouldn't have got a goal if it wasn't for that. So that score should have probably been closer to 60 odd. Yeah, I'm sick of him. I'm getting rid of him, I think. Rankin, I did warn a couple of weeks ago that, look, we've got these couple of hundreds at the start, which is brilliant, but he will drop a couple of really low bombs in the 40s. So we saw that. You know, his radar's off a little bit now. I think he's, about 710, 711 now, and just not taking some of those opportunities that he was in those first couple of games, unfortunately. Sturt didn't play, but I used him as a loophole. Arts actually did take 3 of his opportunities this week to boot through a few snags, which was really nice. Got him up to a 75. If you can do that each week, I'll be really, really happy. And his price is now starting to go up, which is really handy. And everyone jumped on close, I think, at a score of 53. Sorry if you can hear the door banging there. I'm out in the shed because it can't be too loud. Everyone's asleep at this stage of the night at the moment inside. So that is how the team went for this week. As I said, I ended up going 3 down. I was actually thinking of getting a Haynes in as well, which, yeah, again, would have been nice. But this week, you can see that it's time for me to go up again. So the plans are, and this is interesting because I said for the last 2 weeks, I'm keeping Stars, but I think it probably makes sense now. Originally, I was going to trade Noble this week. I think it makes sense now to definitely keep on to Noble because I think he's solidified his spot in the side now. That's a 102. He's going to continue to go up in price, so I think he's probably the best bench option, to keep if you can. Although you're going to be making more money on Noble and more money to spend this week and next. I like him more as a bench option now, and I'm actually going to have him on field in the next week or two. So out goes Starcevic, Smith, and Naismith, who's doing absolutely nothing in the ruck. It's a perfect time to get rid of him because you can get Sam Draper in. So 123,900 there. He'll give me some good coverage there as well if he can keep his spot. Look pretty good to me, and I think Essendon will probably persist with him, or I'd hope that they would as well. And the 2 other guys that are coming in, obviously, are Stewart and Duncan. So, yeah, if you got them in this week, congratulations, because, yeah, you're not making well, saving, sorry, a heap more this week, than what you would have last week. But who's to know that they'd score that well? You probably could have guessed Duncan could have got that 134. That was achievable. But I was really surprised with how well Stewart scored. But yeah, wrapped to have these guys in my side now. So these are definitely the trades that I'll be doing this week. You can 100% lock these guys in and lock these trades in for me. So basically, that will mean Stewart will come on field, as will Noble, which will give me McPherson and Ling on the bench. Then I'll be looking to get Zach Williams in. When's that? I think that will be round 12, probably, after his bye. Then onto the midfield. You can see that Duncan's in there now. I will move Simpkin up into the forward line, sorry. I'll do that with Close. So that means that well, just say 2 more spots in the midfield. I'll be getting Boak in next week, so I'll have the cash to be able to do that. He'll either come in for Simpson there, or maybe Rankin during using some DPP. And then the forward line, Huey Greenwood, he's had a pretty quiet couple of weeks, so when he comes down in price, hopefully if I've got the funds and everything works out well, I'll round off my forward line with him, because remember, Simpkin will come in, so there will be Simpkin and hopefully Greenwood, which will basically mean that after I get Williams in, my defence will be done, rucks will be done, forward line will be done. Then I'll need to look to get another midfielder after I get Boak in, probably. So who that'll be, I'm not too sure. I'll probably look for a value pick, but trade-wise, I'll have 12 left after I make these moves. I'll have 11 left after I get Trav Boak in, so I should be looking pretty good trade-wise, and then even probably I'm hoping to be able to make a bit of a luxury trade and maybe get one of these do-day types up to a Seagull or possibly a Haynes. So that's my plans. Anyway, let me know what you think. Congratulations if you went over 2,400 this week. As you said, as I said, I'm going right down in the rankings at the moment. But hopefully with these couple of ins in Stewart and Duncan, those on-field scores can start to look a little bit better. I've had a couple of questions already about the stock market videos. Look, it's a hard question to answer with these really short turnarounds, but the best answer I can give you is that I'll do my absolute best to get them out. Look, another option that I was thinking of is maybe doing just the stock market for the upcoming teams until I get time to do it for the rest of the teams for the upcoming week. So I'll let you know how I go, guys. Hopefully I can get something up at some stage tomorrow, even if it's only for the upcoming teams, maybe the 4 teams that are playing in the first couple of matches. I'll do my best, as I said, but keep out for that, and I'll keep you posted on Instagram and Twitter as to when the stock market video or videos probably will be coming out this week. So, again, guys, hope your week went well. Good luck. If you're in Victoria, I hope all is well. You know, I know things are really, really tough at the moment. We've had a bit of a tough weekend down here with our family as well. So, yeah, best wishes to everyone, not just in Victoria, but to all states, obviously, that are dealing with, the COVID issues. So stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon in the next one, guys. Cheers. Bye.